The conversation I wish that someone had with me at 25. And honestly, I could say this for my early 20s as well. Hopefully, you can apply some of the points that I'm gonna tell you. And yeah, I really hope that it saves you time and that it saves you from any potential setbacks. The conversations I wish I had. I really wish that I would have fully understood that the more you compare yourself to other people, the more you lose. Honestly, the more you lose, like the more you set yourself back in life. And this is especially prevalent now because of all the access that we have on social media. Like, we have so much access to follow whoever we want, to see whatever kind of content out there. Like, you have people sharing their daily lives, and the things that you may think that they're doing may not even be true, like behind the scenes, right? Like, if somebody takes like 10 vacations a year, you may think that you're performing like at a below average pace than the next person, when that could be like further from the truth. Literally, it could be further from the truth. You realize that you have some people out here taking out personal loans to fund a vacation, right? Like, that would have never crossed my mind because it just seems financially irresponsible. If you don't have the money, why take the vacation? So you may not think that way either. And that's another example of how you never know what's going on behind the scenes. You never know who knows who and is able to get in the position that they're at. Like, especially like if they're younger than you too. So like, never feel bad for that. You never know who is the kid of who, or who is able to network with whoever, or who is able to be in a privileged space, to be allowed in some of the spaces that they're at where they can network with other people. We don't know any of that stuff. We don't know who's sitting on mountains and thousands and hundreds of thousands of credit card debt just to portray a life that they have online. And yeah, that is something that I really wish I would have fully understood before. Now I understand it a lot better, thankfully. But here I am to tell you this exact thing. And you also don't know who has been working so hard and who has like 10 plus years of just hard work behind them to be able to be where they are today. Like, some of these things we just won't know, and that's okay. So when you compare yourself to others, it's really just setting you back. Just focus on your own journey and your own goals, and it'll come to you so much faster than always trying to compare yourself with the next person. Another thing, your passion does not have to be your main source of income. Like, sometimes we have to accept that we can do a 9-to-5 job, right? And that 9-to-5 job can help fuel whatever you're passionate about. Or if you're wanting to try different things to figure out what you are passionate about, that 9-to-5 could save your life, and it could pay for your house, it could pay for your apartment, it could pay for your bills. Meanwhile, also funding the passion that you have, and just you figuring out what it is that you like. So don't feel pressured to quit your job just to pursue a passion. Like, sometimes it does work out like that, but sometimes it doesn't, and that is completely okay. And bonus points, if you're in school to be like a doctor, for example, and that's actually your passion to do, then more power to you. That's amazing. But yeah, don't beat yourself up about that at all. Another conversation I wish I would have had is to limit screen time. And honestly, when you have screen time that is unregulated and spent consuming useless content all day, every day, like, that is so damaging to your health, not to mention to just the gift of time. We waste so much time on our phone, and having limits on screen time is so helpful because the time will pass, and the time will pass by so fast. So when you're on that phone and it's passing by, and then you realize, what have I done like the past couple months, or I have nothing to show for like the past year, I don't know, like, that's something that we have to fix, and that's something that we have to like really control. Because when I say that time passes by fast, that time can pass by so fast, especially in your early 20s. And then what? Like, you'll have literally nothing to show for it. So try to do that. Try to consume content maybe that's actually helpful at times, or like if you do take a break and you're just watching stuff for entertainment, please regulate it, because we have so much life to live and there's so much more to do than just doom scroll for hours and hours and hours. Not to mention like the brain fog that it causes, because I don't know about you, but I noticed like every time that I'm like doom scrolling or something, I literally get like the worst brain fog, and I just feel like just not good mentally. Like it just feels not clear up there. And I love being clear mentally, having mental clarity. So that is something to definitely consider. Another thing that's very helpful is practicing gratitude often. And I know, especially now, like we can take a lot of things for granted. Like a lot of things for granted. And when you are practicing gratitude often, this raises your vibration. And this helps abundance flow into your life. It helps you flow a lot easier in life. So that's just one thing that you can do daily. Like you can incorporate it in your morning routine, in your night routine. It literally doesn't even take more than, it doesn't even have to take more than 5 minutes of your day, honestly. So when you're practicing gratitude, you just feel so much better spiritually, mentally. We can be grateful of so many things, literally from having a house, apartment, from even having air conditioning. That is something to be so grateful of. And even having like something as simple as like your phone. There are so many things to be grateful of in life that just gives you room to accept even more amazing things into your life as well. This is a very important thing to understand, and that is to live in the present moment. When we are not living in the present moment, there is so many blockages that we can experience in life, and we can feel so much resistance. The least resistance I've ever felt in my life was when I was living in the present moment and not worrying about the future. Now, some people may worry about the past, or they may be somebody that worries about the future more than the past, but all that does is just create anxiety. Living in the present moment may be one of the most important things I'm gonna mention in this video. It just helps your life flow so much easier. Because what use is it gonna be for people to just like dwell in the past or just dwell in the future? Like your present creates your reality. That is so important. So practice that. Practice mindfulness. Ground yourself. And don't forget to act on the things that make you happy or excited in that moment as well. Like if you have the thought that comes into your head, like, oh, today I want to learn, let's say another language, because that's something that I like to do. The language learning thing is really fun for me. So maybe one day you're like, oh my God, maybe I've really wanted to learn Spanish or Japanese. Let me see how you do some of the beginner phrases or something. If that is making you happy or excited in that moment, do it. When you begin to actually act on things like that, it really also helps raise your vibration and helps you have a much better day. So those are the conversations that I wish I had at 25, or that I wish I had in my early 20s. Hopefully this video was able to help you, and hopefully you're able to apply some of the things that I mentioned in this video. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.